Record. All right, so lesson 6.4 is proportions. With similar triangles. So it's kind of the same idea, similar triangles. It's just kind of a different way to set these up. And I want you to understand both ways, scale factor and proportions. I think it's important to understand both ways, even though you could use either one in a lot of problems. Okay, so just two examples basically. For this first one, draw two parallel lines. Draw like a short segment and then draw a longer segment that are parallel like that. And then connect the ends to make triangles like that. Okay, those triangles are similar. There's actually enough information there to know that they're similar because angles are actually the same. How do I know this angle and this angle? First hour got it. Fifth hour did not quite know. Remember the word for this pair of angles there that are equal with parallel lines.
Inside interior.
Huh?
Inside interior.
Okay, alternate interior, but yeah, what you said kind of works. Inside interior, as alternate interior, opposite interior. So these inside alternate interiors are equal. You could also say these are equal. Those are alternate interiors. Trent, redeem yourself. What's the word for this pair?
I feel like I know, but I don't. It starts with a V, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Vertical.
Vertical angles are equal too. Okay, so if the angles are equal, that means these are similar. You'll be given a bunch of sides. So say 12 inches there, 14 inches on the bottom, and then we'll call this Y over here. And then on this triangle, put 20, 15, and X. So it looks kind of complicated, but it's kind of the same idea. It's got bigger. What's the scale? You know, what matches up to kind of figure out how much bigger it got. But we're going to do it with a proportion. Proportion would be like 12 over 15 equals something over something. Some of you guys maybe did it this way yesterday, honestly, or Tuesday. Some people were doing it this way. 12 over 15 equals, you see that? 14 actually matches with X. It doesn't match with 20. Is it clear that 14 matches with X? Not 14 over 20, it's 14 and X. And then the other one's gonna be 12 over 15 equals Y actually goes with 20, Y over 20. So before I move on there, make sure that makes sense why I set it up like that. Kind of like scale factor. This is kind of like the scale of how much bigger it gets, and then we can figure it out with this. Cross products, you remember this? Cross products are equal. You guys study that in algebra at some point. Cross products are equal. So 12 times X equals 14 times 15, like that. That's how you can solve that out. And I'll tell you what, sometimes these numbers come out a little bit big on your, so if you needed to, you could stack that up and multiply it. I think it's 210, I believe. And then again, if you needed to, you could divide this out, 210 divided by 12. But I'll tell you what, I'll just give you the answer. It's 12, it was like 17 and a half, I believe. If you divide that out. You know, if you use a calculator today, I'm gonna scold you on it, but just realize on your quiz, you won't be able to use a calculator, so you'd have to work that out by hand. Here's another thought. You could reduce 12/15ths first, and then it would make it a lot easier. Follow me? You guys at home, you could reduce this 12/15ths if you wanted, and that would make the numbers come out smaller. You can't do this. Somebody first hour, I'm not going to mention any names, asked, can you reduce 12 and 20 like that? You guys know you can't reduce across the equal sign, but you could reduce this. I'll do that in this one to make it easier. What's that reduce to? Like 4/5 equals y over 20. Now it'll be a lot easier. Cross products, 80 or 4 times 20 equals 5 times y. That one's just 16, right? Okay, make sure those answers make sense. If y is 16, does that answer kind of make sense with the picture? And if x is 17.5, I think that looks like it makes sense. I'll leave it there for 10 seconds in case somebody wants to ask a question. I mean, this is a question they asked 5th hour. How come this one's 14 over x, but this one's y over 20? How come this one, the x is in the bottom, this one's the y on the top? Is that clear to everybody why that is? If not, ask, we can talk about it. At home, everybody good? Okay, one other one, guys. You'll be asked this question. Are they similar? So example number 2. Are they similar? Okay, you'll be given 2 shapes, 2 triangles. 2, 5, and 6. And then 4, 7, and 8. Okay, look at that for a second and think about it. Are they, based on that, how would you figure out if they're similar? I'm just going to use like a proportion actually, and just say, hey, 2 over 4, that fraction, is that equal to 5 over 7? This is a question mark. And then is that equal to 6 over 8? Okay, are those equal? Tried to trick you. Did they trick you? Are those equal fractions? They're not, okay? They're not. I mean, there's numerous ways you could check it out, but I'm just gonna reduce them, you know? 2 over 4, that's a half, right? This doesn't reduce, and this is 3/4. Obviously, these fractions are not the same. So the answer is no. They're not similar. Do you see how I tried to trick you? What is it, Trent?
Oh, because they all are 2 plots.
Yeah, they're all 2 bigger. This side's 2 bigger than this side, 2 bigger, 2 bigger, but that doesn't make similar. It's kind of hard to explain why that is. How come making each side 2 inches bigger did not make similar triangles? That's kind of a hard question to answer. Well, think scale factor. This doubled, right? This did not double. This did not double. So they're just not the same. Doesn't work out. Okay, question on that? What the heck? You serious? Okay. Because of snowiness?
No, scheduling mishap.
Scheduling mishap. You can just sit here unless Keaton wants to move, but apparently Keaton's comfortable there. Okay. All right, question on that, anybody? I don't know. I have one we could do together, but I feel like if you guys are good on that, we probably don't need to necessarily do one together. I feel like it's pretty straightforward, unless you guys feel like you want to. One thing I did for you on the homework is I put the answer key at the bottom. So as you're working there, check your answers, you know, then you can see if you're doing it right and hopefully help you out. Come back to this Google meeting and stay on here, Wagner, and we'll talk about what you were talking about. But anybody else, if you have a question, you can come back or stick around and ask. But that is due at 11:59 p.m. tonight. Get her done. Jay, stay on the line there. I'll talk to you. All right. You guys can go ahead on your assignment there. Good to go. Does it relate to, I don't know if what you're asking relates to these at all, Chase, or more like what we were doing yesterday?
It was more of yesterday but I was asking because it was the homework for yesterday. So here we go. Okay, so I have my notes here. I quickly ran upstairs and got them. Let me pull the actual question up because I think I put the I just gotta search up the question.
Yeah, go ahead. Find it there. Which one are you talking about? If you want to know, oh shoot, I'm still recording.